Hey everyone, I'm Kiddo Blade Dancer. Welcome to my channel. So today they released a bunch of creature dossiers for Ark Aquatica, and I'm going to be taking a look at them and sharing them with you guys. I apologize, I don't upload very often. I play and record when I can. I have not played any more Ark Aquatica since the video I released. I'm waiting for them to fix the creatures disappearing because yeah, that for me is just a no-no. I can't play if my tames are gonna just be gone. I like my dinosaurs way too much. And also, if you find yourself enjoying this video, please hit that like button for me. Sure appreciate it. Alright, let's dive on in. So the first one is the Chrysaora, some kind of jellyfish. Forgive me, some of my pronunciations might be incorrect. Behavior is territorial. It's a knockout tame. It likes fish, and it can be ridden. Wow, that's interesting. Roaming through the currents, you can find several of these large jellyfish. It is best to keep your distance to avoid the nasty shock they deal out. They aren't quick to aggression, but they will certainly defend themselves if it is required of them. Unbothered, they will float peacefully by. From a safe distance, they are a nice sight. Alright. That's really cool. It says they can be ridden. Yeah, I really hope they fix this soon because I want to tame some more of these creatures, and I'm really excited to talk about these dossiers with you guys. They may not have the most utility, but it is possible to tame even fully grown wild Chrysaora. They can only breed in the wild, so any domesticated jellyfish must be earned. I did manage to ride one, but only once. Floating through the water next to those tentacles does make it difficult to let your guard down. I bet. Alright, so moving on, we have the Dyosaurus? Dyosaurus? Alright, aggressive behavior, knockout tame, they like meat. Approaching these beasts with the intentions to fight is ill-advised. That said, if you are able to best one, you can train it to follow your command. Once domesticated, the Dyko becomes a multi-tool weapon, transport, and storage all in one. That's pretty neat. Given their size, it can be trialed just to keep them fed. They are much easier to manage in their hibernation state. Watch for their bite in any altercation. You must also stay aware of their tails as they are not afraid to use them as a whip. Sorry. The Dyosaurus is deadly from all angles. Wow, that's cool. I like the little image there with the platform saddle. That's neat. Alright, continuing on. A beast is made to hunt and dominate. They are massive, covered in dense muscle and tough skin. Their size does not slow them down. A Dyosaurus can tear through the water, and they are relentless once their sights are set on you. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. That looks fun. Alright, what's next? Homerus? Alright, some type of lobster, shellfish looking dude. Aggressive, knockout tame, likes fish. Okay. These creatures are straightforward in appearance. A typical looking lobster, only many times the size I would expect. Their size makes them bold. They will strike at you with their enlarged claw, and they can hold a grown man in place without issue. They are certainly large enough to hold the weight of a grown man on their backs as well, but getting control of them is a hard-won battle. They stay close to the ground and use their claws for more than attacking. Their grip is also useful for cutting through corpses, effectively collecting their rotten meat. Okay, that's pretty cool. Wonder if you can use it kind of like the Carcanos. Alright, what is next? We got the Istiophorus. Defensive, you can catch it. Alright, fish meat. Alright, you can find these fish swimming in deep waters. While simple, make sure to watch for their sword-like nose. They will stab and bite in defense. A run-of-the-mill fish that is great for an easy hunt. Capturing with a net allows for an easy enough way to tame the Istiophorus, if that is your prerogative. Alright, cool. Swordfish. Alright. Ooh, I don't know how to pronounce this. Cathrectus? This sea dragon is striking to see as they glide through the water. They don't seem to be prepared physically for the cutthroat environment that they live in, though they have evolved in other ways to survive. Cathrectus Glacus, sorry, a complex name for a complex being. I would use sea dragon, but I know how to choose my battles. Besides their natural instinct to flee from danger, they are also able to use their glow to project an image of a bigger and stronger creature. It is not solely for visible threats and tricks. The projection also gives them the power, even if momentarily, of the creature they are parroting. Okay, so they're skittish. Tame them, yes, with pearls. Okay, so maybe it's a passive tame. Okay. Special note, chameleon of the water. That looks pretty cool. Alright, what's next? Oh, the Hammerhead Shark. Ooh, Malleocephalus? I tried. Okay, so aggressive behavior, knockout tame. A true pack animal. Their menacing look suits their character. They strike much like the tool they resemble, swift and with force. Keep your eyes out for this shark. It is not uncommon to quickly be in a defensive position. The Hammerhead Shark has a way of communicating danger and coordinating attacks with their packmates, just using their body language. Taming a group of these certainly would give you the edge in combat. Riding into battle on a hammerhead with its mates flanking you, there is no way to feel safer. I prefer to call them a hammerhead. These sharks have a demanding presence. They know how to command and are dependent on their pack to survive. Alone, they are strong enough to protect themselves, but with their packs, they are much more daunting. Okay, so it kind of seems like they have a similar pack bonus like the Megalodons. It's pretty cool. Alright, what's next? Mantis Shrimp. Okay, that one's easy to pronounce. Large fur shrimp, as I once knew them. Small compared to the other beasts of this land. Though this species is tough, in an encounter, watch its pinchers. They pack a powerful punch, much stronger than it should have for its weight. They are protective of their homes and the eggs of their offspring, yet they are not impossible to reason with. A typical peace offering is not effective, as it is clear to me that the wild mantis shrimp has a deep sense of pride. He will not be hand-fed. They demand respect, and I find it easy to give. Territorial behavior, you bring them dead fish. Okay. Special note, master of the knockout. Alright. Let's keep reading. These large shrimps perch on your shoulder if summoned to. They can also be a loyal assistant. I found they can follow basic instructions. Been able to leave one with an unconscious creature, and the shrimp, like a little nurse, help sedation. Interesting. I would really like to see that in action. Because you have, you know, the Maywing and the kangaroo that help you with the young. It's actually kind of neat that there's a creature that can help with taming. Ooh, the Monodon, or the Narwhal. I love this one. I already tamed this one, so yes, you tame it through fish spearing. And yes, special note, magical properties. Okay. Now I definitely need to know more. Something I thought I could only... I'm sorry, let me start. Too excited, I can't even read it straight. Something I thought could only exist in stories, yet here they are, in the flesh, ready to be tamed and added to your arsenal. Males and females of this species are visibly distinct in their patterns, and they are distinct in their duties. Males use their powers to fight, and females can create food for their young. Monodons appear to be a typical aquatic animal. They swim where simple fish can be found in abundance. To gain their loyalty, you must hop on to the back of this wild animal and prove you can handle it. If you have the means to create a saddle, the full potential of this creature is unlocked. Not only is it an essential form of travel, but you can control what I can only describe as magic powers: healing, defense, lighting the way in the dark. These are not to be overlooked. The horn seems to be the source of its power. Collecting these horns may have some benefit. Ooh, okay, that is really cool. Well, I already tamed a couple of them, and the last I had checked, they hadn't disappeared. Hopefully they still hadn't. Next time I play. I mean, they're pretty easy to tame, so worst case scenario, I'll tame a new one. I was not able to craft a saddle for it quite yet, but that is something I'm definitely going to have to do in the future. I wonder if you collect their horns like you do deathworm horns or the woolly rhino horns. It says it may have some benefit, so I guess I'll have to try it in the future and see. Moving on. Ooh, we got the mudpuppy. My cute little shoulder pet that just couldn't stay in the game and wanted to disappear. Let's read some more. I've not encountered any creature quite like this before. It has the physical appearance of a salamander, yet it is the size of a domesticated dog. It also has the personality to match. The name Mudpuppy seems fitting. Its skin is smooth and slick. Its face framed by large frilled gills. Even more notable is the permanent smile on its face. This friendly appearance is no trick. Taming a mud puppy is as simple as bringing them food, no force required. After trust is gained, this creature's inherent defensiveness is an asset against danger. They will rest on your shoulders and go anywhere you do, and yet they seem happy to be there. Behavior is defensive. Yep, you tame them with earthworms. I tamed one of them in my last video. Special note, breathing assistance. Okay. It is almost as if this creature were made to be a human companion. With the ability to survive on land and water, it is the most reliable friend you will find in the wild. Ah, they are so cute. Ugh, why did they have to disappear? Really hope they fix that soon. Alright, what is next? Okay, some kind of turtle. Ocepecolon? I don't know. The behavior is defensive. You tame it with living fish. Special note, strength and size to be mobile crafting platform. Oh, cool. So, like a smithy? Sweet. Okay, let's keep reading. A fancy name for a giant turtle. Giant in this case is an accurate description. They are slow to move on land, but are surprisingly fast in the water given their size. With their agility and broad backs, they make great vehicles. With a fish basket and some patience, you can teach these creatures to listen to your commands. They respond well to being saddled and steered. With a hefty enough saddle, they can carry entire workbenches through the water with ease. Alright, that's pretty cool. That would be... I mean, beavers can swim in the water, and their saddle turns them into a smithy, but this would be the first aquatic creature to be turned into a smithy, so that is pretty awesome. Alright, next we got the Anopristice. Anopristice? Okay, it looks like he's got a chainsaw for a nose, kind of like a swordfish, but a little different. Alright, intriguing. Let's read more. Defensive, knockout, tame, special note, efficiently harvest thatch wood, meat, and hide and fiber. Okay, that's cool. Alright, while they look menacing, these fish will only attack if provoked. If you are lucky enough to survive a battle, I've wondered if their naturally crafted sword could be reused in some way. Seems a waste not to try. Ooh, interesting. This fish is both creature and tool to anyone brave enough to master them. Taming requires force and some agility to avoid their razor-sharp exposed teeth. These creatures won't be ridden bareback. With a saddle, you can travel the waters with a chainsaw carving your path. Here's a creature that does not hide what it is. Its largest asset is not concealed, but instead sits directly on its face. That is pretty cool, I like that. The Quarmotus? What is this, catfish? Small and physically unremarkable, it is easy to swim by this fish without noticing. The Quarmotus, sorry. I'm just gonna call it the Quarmo. The Quarmotus, Quarmo is just easier. The Quarmotus won't pick a fight. Aggression in general is not in their nature. Their conflict avoidance extends to their food. They will pick at already dead fish, seeming to prefer rotten flesh. Or maybe they have just got used to it. Domestication is possible if you can catch one in a net. They will behave largely the same as they do in the wild, but may be easier to harvest for your food supply. Skittish, basic fish, bottom feeder. Alright, cool. Okay, so we have the rift crawler next. Something not from this world, and I've seen the proof. These rift crawlers are well named. They come out of rifts, tear in the world itself, created by an even more awe-striking being, the Rift Walker. There isn't much to note on the Walker, as they are essentially a moving mountain, but the Rift Crawler has surprising depth. It is hard for me to say for sure, but as far as I can tell, these are entirely made from stone and metals. A stone inanimate. Surprisingly, they share more in common with other animals than not. They eat, they die, and they can be tamed. Defensive behavior, knockout, tame. They're an herbivore. Okay, special note, living tank. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Beyond the resources their bodies provide, riding them is the real highlight. Their lack of flesh makes them resilient against a range of attacks, and they can protect you. Okay, that's pretty cool. It doesn't say, but I wonder if you can build on them. Would be interesting. Okay, we got the Seahorse up next. Ooh, I like seahorses. They're cool. When I did play, I sadly did not see one of these in-game, so that is another thing I'm looking forward to. Seahorses here are not the size of your palm. They are large enough to ride if you can get the proper equipment. The ride is smooth and is preferred over relying on swim strokes alone. It does not seek out a fight. You certainly don't want to be pitted against one. It is not sharp teeth or talons you need to worry about. It is its potent acid you need to watch for. If you can tame one, you can leverage this unique ability against your own enemies. Majestic and tough, once tamed, you can rely on these creatures as a ride and as a first line of defense. Defensive behavior, knockout, likes fish, and you can harvest scales. And special note is just that you can ride it. Okay, pretty sweet. Next we have the Stereolus, a small unremarkable fish. Simple and common, the Stereolus will run in the face of danger and provide standard resources. You can tame them, but I'd be curious to know what you would do with them next. They're skittish, catch them to tame them, fish meat and scales, special note, basic fish, nothing of note. I like how she writes that. Nothing of note under special notes. In an ecosystem, every creature plays its role. A simple fish allows for other animals to eat and reproduce. We must respect even the bottom of the food chain. Where would the world be without them? That's a good point. We have the Taki Fugu. Okay, we'll go with that. Defensive. You must raise it, so you can't tame it. Spoiled meat, scales, biotoxin for resources, and special note, you get to use your carving knife. Okay, interesting. The Taki Fugu behaves largely like a simple fish. They travel in packs and will keep to themselves even in the wild. If threatened, that is when they get more interesting. Their first line of defense is to blow up in size to stab with the spikes that cover their body. Perhaps this also helps them to look more like an intimidating opponent in a fight. Harvesting one okay, I'll try to pronounce it again. Harvesting a Taki Fugu corpse can be wasteful and dangerous. If not done properly, all you can hope to gain is spoiled meat and poison for dinner. With a knife, the Taki Fugu can yield the best fish meat you can find. Interesting. Is that like raw fish prime meat? Or is it like the mutton of fish meat? Interesting. We'll have to cover that next time I play if I kill one and, harvest it with a carving knife. Okay, so next we have the Thunus. Defensive behavior, you catch it, or you tame it by catching it, fish meat and scales. Special note, basic fish can give quality fish meat. The Thunus is just another fish in the tide. They don't hide any power or ability, though their impressive size makes them a reliable source of food. They will bite at you if you are interested in them for a meal, but it is a fight most can handle. Taming the Thunus is as simple as being able to catch up to them. They cannot be bred by humans, so you must depend on the natural population for their meat and other resources. They travel in schools and they are abundant. You rarely have to worry about your next meal with them around. Pressing on, we have the Ticktalic, if I'm pronouncing that right, Ticktalic. Skittish behavior, and you tame it by playing hide and go seek with it. Special note is it's an expert at hiding. Well, that checks out because I did find one when I played Ark Aquatica, and I was attempting to tame it, but then I had to log out, and when I logged back in, I couldn't find the creature at all. So, I guess he won that game. Even with its deficits, the Ticktalic persists. It flees in danger, but not with exceptional speed. Its largest defense is its ability to hide in place. Saying it uses camouflage is generous. The act of covering his eyes seems to trick any hostile creature into leaving it alone. It is hard to say if predators are truly tricked or if they are taking pity on this bumbling amphibian. Playful, clumsy, awkward. With traits like these, it is a surprise that the Ticktalic has survived. Domesticating the Ticktalic is not so straightforward. After some trial and error, I realized that they weren't just hiding from me out of fear. They were playing with me. If you play along, you may find yourself with a permanent playmate. That does sound pretty fun. Yeah, I'll have to tame one of those in the future when they fix things and when these creatures don't seem to disappear either. Alright, we have the Tritrakna. Alright, it's territorial, you feed it. Its diet is worms, worm gum, spoiled meat, resources, fish meat pearls, cementing paste, special notes, a living snare. I did see one of these, and yeah, it did capture me like a bear trap, so you have to like punch your way out of it. It was pretty interesting. This giant clam is more of a rock than an animal. Like the rock, the Tritrakna remains in its place. If you are not careful, you can end up trapped in its maw. If you do not provoke it, these are more of an annoyance than a threat. If you're looking for pearls, you can find them within this clam. For the impatient, you can kill a Tritrakna for their pearls. If you have discipline, you can tame a clam and harvest pearls from them over time. While they are quite stubborn and picky creatures, to even tempt them to eat, you must be willing to sacrifice a limb. Only temporarily. Alright, next we have the Vulcanite. Ooh, that looks really cool. Alright, let's read more. So, behavior is aggressive. Can't tame them, you have to raise them. They're carnivore. You get meat, scales, and crystals from them. Special note, dangerous, even from a distance. Stealthy and vicious. Be sure to keep your eyes peeled for the glow of the Vulcanite. I've only ever seen them swarm to one location, a singular underwater cave. If you are exploring uncharted water, be wary of coming across their home. They do not need a reason to attack. They cannot be won over. If you wish to own, your only hope is dealing with the newly hatched. Dwelling entirely in the water, these serpents are more than just a vicious snake. Watch for their strike, but even more dangerous is their fire breath. That is the best I can describe it. Even in the water, the flame they spit burns your skin the same. These creatures are small but mighty. A Vulcanite is quick to seize on your weakness and can outpace a human in the water. They carry so much malice in their thin bodies, we can be grateful they are not any larger. That is cool. It looks like an aquatic cobra, if that makes sense. I cannot wait to see one of those in game. They look really cool. It doesn't say if you can ride them or not. Okay, yeah. Pretty cool stuff. And lastly, we have the water wyvern, Draconius aqua serpens. I am really excited to read about this one because I love wyverns, and yeah, I'm just excited. Okay, let's get back to it. So, behavior is aggressive. You must raise them. Carnivore for a diet. Resources, meat, and scales. Special note: apex predator. Interact only if necessary. A beast not to be trusted. These are awe-striking and fiercely aggressive creatures. They will attack without cause and without mercy. They have more than just their talons and powerful jaws to tear you apart. On a whim, they can focus a blast that ripples through the water and slams into anyone in its path. These wyverns are found living underwater, but don't count on the surface to be your savior. They are versatile and can glide from the air to water without missing a beat. If you encounter a mature water wyvern, friendship is not an option. If you are bent on owning one, your best bet is to capture an unhatched egg, got excited, to raise as your own. This is no small task. Entering and surviving a water wyvern nest, with or without an egg, is not a guarantee. Oh, this map has a steal the egg tame. Oh my gosh, that is exciting. That's kind of my jam. I love raiding the Wyvern Trench on Scorched Earth and the Rock Drake Trench on Aberration. So they really need to fix this so I can play it because yeah, I want a water wyvern. That's not optional. That just has to happen. That looks so cool. I'm really excited to get one of those in the future. Well, there you have it, guys. That is all 21 creature dossiers that they released today for Ark Aquatica. I'm really glad that they decided to share these with the community, because personally it gives me hope and it shows, hey, we're working on this, we're trying to fix things and mend fences, hopefully, and someday I look forward to playing Ark Aquatica more and taming some of these new creatures. Let me know what you think in the comments below on what creature is your favorite or least favorite. I'd love to hear from you. If you found yourself enjoying this video, please hit that like button, helps me out. Thank you for watching, God bless, and take care. I'll see you in the next one.